I am Benji. I should say from the top, I realise Benji is an unusual name for a human man, right? But my little brothers have got more normal names, but I've got a theory that parents put a bit more effort into naming the firstborn and then just, like, chill out with the rest. Like, I met my friend's kids the other day, Hercules and Barry. My day job, I'm actually a junior doctor, hence moving into comedy. It's been a surreal few years in medicine, hasn't it? Obviously got the vaccine in record time. And did you see the other day as well, doctors did the first human face transplant? Incredible, right? Also, though, I would have just loved to be there the first time the surgeon held that mirror up like a nervous barber. Because I think British people are so polite. Even if it's been a complete disaster, they'd just be like, I love it. Whilst quietly thinking, maybe when I wash it, the nose will be in the right place. It was stressful working during the pandemic, though, you know, like my partner Esther, she lost her job, and I have insomnia at the best of times. So in lockdown, before going to bed, I had to be kind of like no caffeine, no screens, like read in bed, like get nice and calm. Then I would say goodnight to my partner Esther and put the light off. Then a few minutes later, Esther would put the light back on again, say relaxing things like, we've not got enough money to make it through the month. And then she would just go, good night. And then she would have the best night's sleep whilst I would be up all night. Because you know what they say? A problem shared is a problem handed over entirely to the other person. I think the pressure of lockdown kind of magnified our differences, and Esther actually suggested that we go on a break. And a while back, I met this new guy she'd started seeing, and it made me feel like I not really understood Esther at all, because he was one of these, like, lads, you know, who says things like bants. And and at this party we were at, he did this thing, he swallowed a creme caramel all in one gulp, and Esther was, like, loving it, and I'd not realised she'd been looking for a guy able to eat custody puddings more quickly. Yeah. I guess the good news is, at least for me, there is a lot more of appreciation for frontline workers, at least from the general public, which is great. And as well, like my hospital during the first wave, they sent us all personalised thank you cards to our homes. Yeah, nice touch. They did all have the wrong names inside. I think that might have been in the back of their minds when for Christmas last year, they decided not to take any chances. Instead, decided to send us a Christmas email, which I thought I'd share with you. It read, dear, and then in brackets, insert name here. Season's greetings. Thank you for all your hard work, and to those of you working over this period. See you all in 2022. With best wishes, NHS managers. Do not reply to this email, it will not be read. Thanks, Wes. I went to my own GP the other day. You know when you go to the GP, you have to give like your first name, surname, and reason you're seeing the GP to the receptionist. But I think the receptionist, when I went, was putting the reason people were seeing the GP into the surname box and vice versa. Because in the waiting room, on that electronic board, Trevor Hemorrhoids. But I guess the worst mistake I ever heard in the NHS, do you want to hear it? Yeah. Okay. It basically involved a constipated old lady who needed what's called a manual evacuation of the bowels. I did warn you. And it basically involved, so my mate Hazel, she said what she did, she popped a finger up this lady's bottom and then it all just came out. But then she thought, be professional, finish the job. So she went back in, feeling around. But then she thought, there's no poo here. And then she realised she was in the wrong hole. And then she came to me and said, Benji, promise me never tell this story to anyone. Right, guys, a little peek behind the comedy curtain here. Hazel was me. You will be pleased to know I now specialise from the neck up as a psychiatrist. Everyone, by the way, happy with the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychic? Not everyone is. Like, I got in a black cab the other day, and when I told the cabbie what I do, he went, go on then, what am I thinking? That they're coming over here taking our jobs? He was actually quite impressed. But you've got to be sensitive talking about mental health, I think, more sensitive compared to mental health compared to physical health. Like, I took a medical student with me the other day to see someone in their home who we'd heard might be suicidal. Now, mate, just by knocking on this mic, do what you think would be an appropriate door knock to do in this scenario. Expert. This medical student went... The only time you should ever do that cheery door knock in the NHS is if you've found them an organ donor. Just to reassure you guys, he was fine. But you do see unusual things in mental health sometimes. I once saw someone who he was fine, but he told me he'd taken an overdose of 99 paracetamols. And afterwards, after he'd survived, I asked him why specifically that number. He said he'd bought 100, but dropped one on the floor and it got germs on. But it's a cruel thing in mental health, right, compared to physical health, whereby the more unwell you are, the less you realise it, like when you lose connection with reality, which is why sectioning exists, which means it's not a popular job being a shrink. I had to section someone the other day, and they were understandably furious about it. They said, "Who the fuck are you to section me? Like, you're just a middle-class white boy who probably decided to be a psychiatrist after your mum once forgot you from cricket." And like, you know, obviously I was thinking, no, that's not right. It was my au pair. I've started, like, in the interest of trying to reduce stigma, I've started to try and talk a bit more about my own mental health on stage, you know. Although I've never really yet shared the story about the time when I, myself, was sectioned. Basically, I was trying to forcibly admit a patient into hospital against their will. But in the heat of the moment, on the legal form, mixed up the box for the patient's name and my name. Accidentally sectioned myself. And the problem is, once you've been labelled someone of unsound mind, when people come to collect you, there's literally nothing you can say. No, you don't understand. I'm the doctor. I think it's trying to weed out this human error that is probably behind when people say, you know, that the robots are coming for our jobs, even in medicine. Do you remember one of the old health secretaries? There was a time when he said he wanted people to go to speak to Alexa before going to see their doctor. Now, I have an Alexa, right? So I gave it a go.
Alexa, I'm probably being a hypochondriac, but I have a headache.
A brain tumour occurs when abnormal cells form within the brain. There are two main types of tumours: cancerous tumours and brain metastasis
Alexa,
tumours.
stop. Thank you.
So I thought, okay, maybe physical health is not Alexa's forte. I'll do some mental healthy ones.
Today is the 5th anniversary of my cat's death.
Congratulations. That's right.
I feel like I want to go to sleep and never wake up.
8 a.m. alarm cancelled.
I feel like my job is safe from the robots for now. Now, but at risk of my set ending on too gloomy a note, I thought I would tell you I've had some good news that I thought I'd share with you before I go. I recently got back with my partner, Esther, actually. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. I think, you know, lockdown changed a lot of us, right? Often in ways we didn't really anticipate. And I guess I am, at risk of sounding cheesy, I'm proud to say that standing here in front of you now, I feel I am closer to the man that she always wanted me to be.
Here he is.
Bants. Thanks, guys. I'm Benji. See you later. Bye.